Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back. And kind of a little bit of a surprise here. I have finished everything on it, decaled it, everything. A brand new Gundam. It's the Double O Riser. Well, depending on which configuration you have it, either the O Riser or the Double O Riser. Now, this one was actually really well done, except for a couple parts, especially the arms. But it was possibly because of me, or possibly because of parts. Who knows? So, I really don't have another one other than my stray red frame right here to kind of compare things against. Now you'll also notice there's a nub falls out of him. Don't know where the heck that came from. That he is not panel lined at all. So you'll kind of notice on his hands, especially here, it's a little bit hard to get that details, which I'm probably going to work on him in this kind of downtime that I have before I get another one here. So these are the side skirts here. They're actually kind of plain in this one. They don't really do too much. Yeah, that's the extent. You can see how I panel lined everything on this one. Same on both sides. Now, unfortunately, with the Strays, his twist outward kind of deal. See, like that, they twist to reveal that attachment point on him. So we'll put those off to the side. The backpack, which is kind of different. You'll see why it has these points. Actually, you can pretty well almost see it at this point. But very nice. Now for the shoulder units, yeah, there's two of them. Unfortunately, the Astray has absolutely huge ones, but these are more of a standard kind of unicorn kind of deal, only they don't move pretty well. I don't believe. Yeah, no, they don't move. So that's those two there. Pretty simple. Now, one thing that I will mention right now is with this one, it's not a box like this one here where you slide out a full, basically, sleeve of stuff. It actually comes in two massive boxes that fit into an even bigger box. So, interesting there. Interesting way of packaging, but I was happy to see more than one box in the big box, so why not? Now this is the torso. Again, we're back to this one on like the RX-72, RX-78-2, which had the waist unit and skirt kind of all built weird, where this wasn't on it at all. And there is actual side movement because the inner frame on this is circular. So it's just a big circle that runs inside of here, which is really neat. And of course, this should open up, well, it should open up to reveal the pilot, but I can't figure that out right now. Kind of see him there, just barely. There. So yeah. Now this is the waist. These parts do move, so it adds a little bit of a more organic kind of feel to him. These are his two beam sabers. Right here, they just slide right back on. And these parts can just move in and out freely. So that's pretty well the waist unit. Just make sure everything is still good. Okay, now we move on to the legs. Which do have a kind of, they have a sticker underneath here, which has the GN00 on it. And one thing that is really nice about this one, that is actually the exact same on my straight red frame here, is that one just falls over because it wants to, is that they brought back these rubber pads here. You can actually see them a lot better, but they just help them grip, so you can have them in basically a kneeling pose, a lot like you can with this guy. This guy's, I had a feeling about that, but anyways, but especially with this one, like this one is just meant for the poses. Like, that's how much you can bend the stray red frame. That's why it is one of my most favorite ones. One of the many. Close to the unicorn, but not quite. And also in the stray, he has a metal waist unit piece, which holds on the legs, but makes them slip off a lot easier. This one has one unique feature that I wish that they could have included somehow in this guy, but you have the initial leg bend. You cannot physically go any farther without possibly breaking it. So you actually have to push on the white part here. So they basically have made locking joints. And as you can hear, this part, that initial one is ratcheted. And he has pretty good side to side. Now that's for both the legs. So this guy will be really posable. This is my There's one arm. There's two arms. Now, the fingers, like they were with the Strike Freedom, I believe, actually, you got to put them together yourself, which is a great idea. I wish that they did that more, like, did more of that stuff. Now, as you can see, somehow well, that's probably why, but I won't fix that right now. Anyways, this is what it's supposed to look like. I just picked him out of the box, okay? I did not pose him at all. Anyways, so as you can see, he has the same feature on his arm here, but on his elbow, there we go. Now he is nowhere near the kind of dexterity that my stray is, but as you can see here, this stray can flex. This guy can just shake your head, which is fine. Got those locking joints. I'd be careful about this stuff again, but anyways, makes it a little bit more unique. And this is the head. We'll put this aside for now. Two half shields that would combine to make one full shield. Very nice. Here are basically his weapons. I haven't really watched any 00 before. Probably will start too soon, but because it seems mostly like they use blades. You'll see why I say blades in a moment, but these are the two main ones. And it looks like there might be a gun built into it as well, which is nice. As you can see, chrome. Not quite as good as the katana from the Estray, but not much can go past this. And it's pretty well foot long thing, except for maybe this. This seems to is his GN sword Mark III, as you can see there. This is a weapon. This is literally a weapon that we could use. It's as big as the Estray Red Frame right now. Let me just pull it aside for a moment. Now it is massive. Like this is probably like 3 inches off of a foot in length. And the tip, it's not too sharp, but if you wanted to do damage, you could. If you wanted to use this as a, basically, you could use this, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not condoning anybody using this for that kind of purpose. Except for if it's in self-defense or anything like that, then you would. But this effects part, as I bend the other one, is pretty well as long as it is without any effects parts on it. Now we'll get to the O-Riser in a bit here, okay? These are very special parts, and I believe that these are also why Bandai made the decision, a really good decision for all of us, is to include bloody batteries. Yes, the batteries are fully included in this kit. I have not purchased any batteries for this kit at all. There we go. This part loves to be a little bit finicky. So for those who are wondering, yes, this does follow the traditional perfect grade at this time. Style. Of having some sort of here LED gimmick. Really nice. That's not the only gimmick though. Let's start up these GN drives. And yes, they do have motors in them. It gets loud. This is pretty well as loud as they get. They would turn off on their own after about 30 seconds, but Bandai does include the batteries for everything in this kit, which might I add might be a little bit expensive for Bandai, but it might improve a little bit of their sales if they started to include it with all their perfect grade only kits, because you are already paying above what you would pay for an average master grade. You are paying for a perfect grade. You're paying for the high counts. You're paying for not a little toy kind of deal. You're paying for basically Gundam, is what I would say. So let's put this guy together. So I'm just going to take the waist unit, as always, and shove the leg right in, giving it a little bit of a wiggle as it needs it. That seems to be in nice and secure. Now I'm going to take this other one. Do almost the exact same thing. As you can see here. That's kind of what it looks like. I've just shoved in the legs. side skirt armor. There's one. And no, it doesn't have the pogo stick action. So that's kind of what the bottom half is going to look like. Now, shoulder pad. I usually go shoulder pad first. Look at it. Think about myself. So my thumb is always out. And I'm just going to shove in this arm piece. Kind of keep pressure and push at the same time. There's one arm. Open it up. Shove it in as much as I can by hand. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get. Now I'm going to take the other arm, just like the legs, only come on, get in there. No. Come on. There we go. Now it's starting to go. No, that was not what I wanted, arm. Sometimes you gotta coach them a little bit. There we go. All I'm doing is putting pressure and pushing in. That is in there. Okay. Sorry, arm, but so there we go. There's the two. That's what it's kind of gonna look like right there. Now I'm gonna shove the bottom half into the top half here. There we go. So that's going to be about how tall he is. So he's shorter than the Astray, which is kind of what I was thinking, but not by much. Not much at all. Now it's time to put in his head. And we have the basic Gundam done. Now I'm going to stand him up here. See how he's bouncing. Okay, he's actually bouncing really well. Now, I'm going to put on his backpack. It just fits onto a slot onto his back here. Which actually has 2 extra supports on it. His legs seem extremely loose, is what I'm noticing right now. I have a feeling I know exactly what it is. Probably gonna have to remove both of his legs quickly here for a moment. Excuse me while I do that and get him. Yeah, that's exactly it. Whoops. Okay. That twists back in. Okay, good. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes with Gundams you have to become a little bit of a handyman. I had a feeling that was about to pop off. Excuse me. It's better to find out all this while you're doing this last assembly. Instead of when you're trying to do all the decals. So if I was trying to do the decals and I was moving them all over the place right now, then you would not be able to have thought about that. I would have not have been able to think it through. Well, okay, it's this part of his legs that are the problem right now. Now, one thing I've actually noticed right now is that I cannot reach the top arm locks easily. There we go. So I'm just putting in the GN drives. Turn off, thank you. So they do kind of snap in at a point. There we go. I will show you the main Gundam afterwards, but for now, he's going to go into the background for a minute here, whilst I get a couple things for the old riser. Okay. So this is kind of, I'm assuming some kind of shield thing. You get two of each of the things that I'm going to show now. So this is either a missile pod or fuel or something like that. I'm just going off of what I know from actual planes and stuff. Here's a missile kind of deal. Self-propelled. Probably more of a bomb, but here, and then you get 4 sets of these missiles. Now, this is actually a really big piece. So you get 2 wings, as you would hope for in a plane, but they do pop out. Do have more missiles and stuff on here, which is nice. You get 2 of them. Flaps actually move, and these things move. And as you would hope, you'd actually get the actual body of the plane. Now this is a it's a space plane. These parts all kind of fold out. I'm not sure why, because I haven't seen it before. There's a couple flat. Well, they don't really move, but there's a cockpit that a little bit hard to get out, but let me just get it here. There we go. And this would fit right on the back of him. But because I do not have a stand for him, he would be too back heavy and he would constantly be falling backwards. Now there are landing gears as well. There's one. There's 2. And there's 3. As you can see, you can be displayed just like this, of course, with its 2 wings. Actually attached on. Come on. Come on. No, you're supposed to fit into there. Come on. There we go. There's one. You kind of have to go from the front back in order to get that in properly. There we go. So that has been the 00 riser. And I'll just go into hand mode for a second here while I show you. The final piece. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and until next time, remember to rock on.